Hey, we're gonna do something a little bit different today. Today's post is called Immigrants Against Blacks. Usually when it comes to sports or anything like that, people will say something like, the Browns versus the Bears or something like that. Versus kind of means against, but it means they're gonna do battle. They're going at each other. But immigrants against blacks is a little bit different. And I'm going to explain. Blacks don't know that immigrants are against us. We are totally oblivious to the point to that they got something against us. And they do have something against us because for so long, immigrants have been told that we're lazy, we shiftless, we don't care, we want to steal. All those things people always said about us before the 60s. Whereas in reality, we had our black Wall Streets and we had Chicago areas. And then they ran the superhighways through there where they didn't do the Tulsa, Oklahoma thing where they just firebombed us and all that. They just did it, by systematically doing it. This has been done systematically. This is something that's a little bit closer and near and dear to my heart because of the fact this needs to be talked about. We're not really talking about it. We got some people that's talking about it, but for the most part, everybody's talking about Sexy Red, um, whatever rapper, Coach Prime. I like Coach Prime. I like what's going on with Coach Prime, but also what's going on with Coach Prime is also a distraction, so to speak. It's not really it's not really pertinent to the black problem. We got bigger fish to fry that's a lot bigger than what Coach Prime is doing. I like him, but that's not what this post is about. So let me check my So the black race is under attack from all angles in so many ways. With the school system, they are attacking us because of the fact we are getting an inferior education. Somebody decides to put a great education together for black people, that is attacked. One guy is doing a beautiful job, Marcus Klein. I can't say enough about him. It's nice. The education that he's giving those children, how he's teaching those children how to be. I went to visit a couple of weeks ago and I was blown away by how nice it was. But I'm going to have to do another post on Marcus Klein as a standalone by itself. Right now, I'm talking about the immigrants. The immigrants are being brought into the black neighborhoods and they are put by the police departments by design. And what I mean about why they put there by design is that the police do protect them and watch out for them and make sure don't nothing happen to them. Why are they here? Why are they being brought here in the first place? The immigrants are being brought here to replace the black race once and for all. So many things they've been doing to us over the years has all led up to what they're doing now. It's very systematic, and there's a lot of moves here. There's real actual chess they playing with us. That Biden is in on it, Brandon Johnson is in on it, Kamala Harris is in on it. Kamala Harris hates your black ass. Okay, y'all got to get over that with Kamala Harris. Honestly, I don't even think Kamala Harris was born a man. I mean, born a woman. I think she was born a man. She ain't got no children. She stayed the fuck on her knee pads. She stayed on her knees when she first came here. And Arabs, the Indian, she an Indian or Arab, she's not black. She's not us. She don't have no slavery in her past nowhere. She's not us. So, but I'm not gonna spend all that time on Kamala Harris either. Fuck that dude. I ain't thinking about him. And I said that about that Kamala Harris was a dude on another one on my post somewhere. Somebody got upset, said I'm trying to bring a black woman down. I'm not trying to bring that bitch down. That bitch kept black people in jail in California. Men, women, she kept them in jail. She talked smart, she talked sporty, but most of y'all can't see it because y'all in armor with a hairdo, with that she's dark, that she has the same skin color as us. She don't like us. Just because you saw her go somewhere and put some hot sauce on some fish, she don't like us. And she's in on it, and Biden's in on it too. They both in on it together as far as what they're doing, dropping all these immigrants in our areas. Let me check my notes right quick because let me see something. Hold on 1 second here. Okay. A lot of what they're doing, how they've gotten us to where we are, it's been a slow, long process through entertainment and through an inferior education to get us where we are as black race. Okay. when you first started going to school in the 60s, they had us saying the Pledge of Allegiance. Have you really paid attention to what the Pledge of Allegiance means? If you say the Pledge of Allegiance and you mean it, you kind of going against yourself as a black race. You putting them ahead of yourself. And most other races don't really go by the Pledge of Allegiance, So let me hold on one second. Let me look at my notes again because my mind is just racing on this. Entertainment where it is, where everybody's talking about Sexy Red and rappers and all of that. Those rappers were put into place for us to learn how to hate ourselves, self-hatred. And that's what's going on in the neighborhoods, is self-hatred. We're at war against ourselves. Plus, all the other races being at war with us too at the same time. You get out your car, you got your garbage in the car, and you throw it down on the ground right in front of where you live at. Now the Mexicans that live in the black neighborhoods, because they moving in like 40 going north, they moving into the black neighborhood. They at us. It's such a serious war how they at us, and we can't even see it. They move into those houses and they put tall fences up around the house. Any house in a black neighborhood, especially in a dangerous ass black neighborhood, if you go there and you see a tall fence, usually it's the Mexicans moving in there. Now, how they tell each other that they moving into your area, they put their green, white, and red flags up. And that's how they let each other know what they're doing. Now, at one point in a black neighborhood, if you went down the street, you had your hat cocked to the side, somebody would be at you about that because you had your hat cocked to the side. If it was to the right, it meant one thing. If it was to the left, it meant another thing. And if you had it like that and you was in the wrong neighborhood, then here they come. Or if you're a guy and you move into another neighborhood and they don't know you, they want to know where you're from and all of that. They do all that to you, but they don't do that to Mexicans because we don't know that they at war with us. If those gangbangers and all that, if they knew that the Mexicans and all of them was at us, how would they react to it? What would they do? How would they go about it? Because you got some gangbangers in Chicago that's dangerous as fuck. I was just around them lately, doing some work, and I was talking to them, and I was like, man, goddamn, if y'all ever decide that y'all got it against somebody or somebody got it against you and you decide you're going to go back at them some dangerous cats. And I ain't from the streets. I know some people that's from the streets. I ain't from the streets. I wasn't brought up in that environment. I'm not a part of it. I'm not going to claim that I'm a part of it because I'm not. I never was. I went to work. I was a square. I had people at squares that called me a square, But back when the pandemic hit and they was rioting and looting and all of that, it was a certain part of Chicago where if blacks went through there, the Hispanics attacked them. It was pulling them out their cars and all kind of shit. And they was at war. They was at war with us. And the gang over there around there, the black gangs around there, they wasn't activated. But when they was activated and they found out about it, they got on the Mexicans' ass and let them know y'all can come on up off of that shit. But if all of us was activated and knew that they was at war with us, we would know how to fight back. We don't know because we so distracted by so much other shit. And that's what they bet on. Us throwing garbage on the ground, we didn't always used to do that. There was a time in the 50s and the 60s before we started doing that. And then somewhere with entertainment, somewhere in the school system, we got destructive in it, tearing shit up all the time and tearing our areas up. But I mean, if you at the gas station and you're right there, it's not so much as if you being like white people because you're putting the stuff in the garbage can. You putting the stuff in the garbage can more as, you respect yourself and you care about yourself. You shouldn't be throwing garbage on the ground and your children seeing you do that. That's kind of stupid. Don't do that. I got too much love for you. I want you to love yourself as much as I love you. And I do love you, black race. Seriously, I do. So next point I want to hit is, let me check and see what this is. I want to see. Hold on one second. So like I was saying, what makes war so unique is when you're in a war and you know you're in a war, you react a little bit different to it. When you don't know you're in a war, and we don't, the black race, we don't know we're in a war. We don't know that everybody's at war with us. So the way we reacting to it is kind of asinine what we're doing. And we are financing the war that is being held against us because we are hiring another race to come in and do work for us that we should be doing for ourselves, or we should figure out how to do it for ourselves. And that's where the biggest problem is, because we have a very, very bad reputation as being lazy ass workers, and we don't care. And customer service skills fucked up. How we talk to people, how we talk to each other. Somebody was talking about that the other day, and I was like, damn. He's like, I'm not hiring nobody black to do nothing. I don't want them doing anything. And I can kind of understand it, but I've been a businessman. I've been a black businessman. And I do good work. I work hard as hell. My history as far as being a worker, I worked 20 years for Comcast. Then I've been in business for like 13 years. I do good work. I take pride in my work. Somebody comes to work for me, what I tell them when they come to work for me, I said, you're going to hate the fuck out of me when you first start working for me, because I'm going to be hard on you. But you're going to love the fuck out of me when you leave, because you're going to have a serious work ethic, and you want to thank me. You want to come back and thank me, Red, and say thank you for everything that you did and all that. And I always tell them, by the time you figure all that out, most likely I'll be dead by then. That's just the fact of the matter. You only have so much time on this earth. What are you going to do with the time on this earth? Are you going to make your race better? Or are you going to buy into us being known as being lazy? This is what the Hispanics and the illegals, this is what they plan on. This is what they plan on. And this is how they're making all this money in our neighborhoods, because of the fact that they can say, they ain't even got to say it. You say it. You the ones that say, I'm going to get me some Mexicans to do it and all that because they cheaper. That's you saying that. All of that. Your son don't cut grass. Your son don't know how to paint. You don't even have your son shoveling the snow. So whoever shovels the snow at your house, or whoever cuts the grass at your house, that's the man in your motherfucking house. All y'all sons ain't going pro in the NBA, and all your sons ain't going pro in the NFL. So what are you teaching your son about? What are you telling them about? Fuck that video game. As long as your son is on that video game and not knowing how to cut no grass and not shoveling snow, we're going to keep on giving the money to them. And what they doing right now, I found out they got Hispanic real estate agencies that's running all the houses in the black neighborhoods right now. So a black first-time homeowner that wants to buy a house, the Hispanics is directing it at their people to get the house in that area. That's how come whole areas now are being taken by the Hispanics. So let's see. What do we do? Let's tally all of this up. Okay. They buy the houses in your areas. You ain't got no black business, because the black business open or try to open a store or something, the ratchets and the thugs gonna rob the shit out of them. So you scratch that off. We ain't creating no jobs for ourselves. Okay. That's 2. And then number 3, we ain't bringing our kids up to be viable people in the workforce. So the black workforce is not what it used to be. And we have a very bad reputation for not liking to do the work ourselves. And that's fucked up. Jalen ain't going pro, baby. I'm sorry. Shaquille, your son you named Shaquille, he ain't going pro either. So cut the bullshit, okay? So around 14, 15, or 16, when you realize he's not going pro and all that shit's going to happen, then what do you do with him? You throw him the fuck away. Then when you throw him away, the streets got him. The streets waiting on him. He in an inferior education anyway, so the streets ready. So they are at war with us. We have been broken down to this point where we are because the government, the Pentagon, runs black music. So all that shit with Sexy Red and Drake and whoever else the fuck they got that they showing to your kids, the Pentagon and them run that. They decide who's going to be and how they're going to be and what they're going to say to us and what they're going to say to your kids. You watch black entertainment, you watch the movies, that shit is always talk about being lazy and not working and not being a hard worker and not taking pride in your work. Somewhere in this, one of us is gonna have to, or all of us. It can't just be no one. Ain't no Messiah. Let's just cut that shit short. Ain't no Messiah. Ain't nobody coming back. Ain't no Jesus coming back. Ain't no black Jesus coming back. It's not gonna fucking happen. I'm gonna put that in another post. I'm gonna let that slide today. That's not, when I go to talk about all of that and how all of that works, and even Hebrew Israelites, I'm gonna talk about them too. I used to be one. And I was a Hebrew Israelite before 90% of you motherfuckers was Hebrew Israelites. Okay, so let's cut that shit short too. But we're gonna get to that. We're gonna deal with that. But right now, the immigrants is at us. This looks very bad for the black race. We don't have no businesses. Jobs are not for us no more. For the most part, a lot of us don't have a great work ethic, and we have a reputation for not having a great work ethic. Okay, so I'm not saying all this to be talking down to you. I'm not on my high horse. I love you. I don't want to see us become extinct. And the way things are, the way I'm looking at it and all that, it's looking pretty bad for us. We're in a pretty bad situation. And that's the truth. I had a lot of other things I wanted to add to this, to say to this. But I mean, the 15 minutes, I think this has been going on a little bit too long anyway. So I'm going to wrap this up right now. How's that? People always say like and subscribe and all that. I mean, if you want to like my page and you want to subscribe, I mean, hey, do that too. The people that have subscribed, they came to help me and watch my posts and all that. That means a lot to me. I got so much love for those of you that stayed with me all these years that I've been writing on Facebook. It kind of hurts that some of you read my stuff and don't even say nothing, don't like what I've written or nothing. So many of you tell me, I see you in the streets and you tell me you see my stuff and all of that, but you can't even take the time to like it and tell me you like what I'm doing and all that. You know, that kind of hurts. Then the reason that it hurts is that the amount of love I have for you, I like when I get the love back. It does mean a lot to me. It really does. So having said that, I think I done talked too long. I'm going to wrap this up and we're going to talk about it another time. I got another post I'm going to do tomorrow. And this is going to be a little bit different, but it's got to be said. Somebody's got to say it. But I want to cover these immigrants because they are at us and they don't respect us and they don't like us. They hate the fuck out of us. We got to do something about it. We're going to build our race up, but this is the end. And sadly, this might really actually be the end. But I'm going to keep podcasting till then, okay? So like and subscribe. I'll put a cash app up. Hey, you want to send me a few dollars here and there, hey, that's cool too. Thank you.